I'll post you in chat as well. You're in Dallas, in the US. So you've been modeling and messing around with 3D for about 7 years. After graduating in 2019, you got a job at a small VR studio making training simulations and have been there for a little over 2 years. You're looking to break into AAA near the Dallas area or remote. I mean, Dallas is pretty. Not just Dallas, but isn't Texas doing pretty well in games nowadays? I remember when it kind of fell apart a bit, but that was a while ago. You're curious what I think about your portfolio and if what's missing or what you could focus on to better position yourself as a junior artist or environment artist. And then also just finished the Mountain Temple today, actually. Dude, the timing, that's crazy. Uh, Thinking about doing a scene with some photogrammetry next, or a scene that heavily showcases trim sheets. So I guess when it comes to that topic, I would make a scene that you want to make. Is it, are you trying to show that you understand those techniques? Or you want to like cut your teeth on how photogrammetry works and you're just trying to get that going? Really understanding that when you're making a scene to learn versus making a scene to just like better your portfolio. Those are two separate things. So if we look at oh my gosh, is that No More Grid? Man, I remember that Discord. Man, crazy. Anyways, Borderlands fan art. So I'm seeing some stylized stuff as well as some like realistic stuff. Is there a preference when it comes to that? Look in here. So this looks pretty consistent with Borderlands. Maybe the edges are a little tight, like a little like not bold enough. In this area, it looks pretty good. Realism for sure. Okay, so we'll skip over this stuff, but I mean these look cool. This is also really interesting because it's very stylized and cartoony, but then it's also got a lot of PBR attributes to it as well. Really interesting and very well executed. Oh, you were shooting for Gearbox out of college? That checks out. That makes sense. Dude, look at this. That poor skateboard. Oh, that's such a nice touch with the wheels spinning. Oh my gosh, your material understanding is quite good as well. Man, those surfaces feel nice. I feel like this is just outside of sharp enough. Like those are so crunchy in real life. That's the 100 zoom. We go in and just let's do a high pass on that. See that noise in there? Do an overlay. Man, it becomes so crunchy. Delicious crunchiness. Getting it to happen on like one spot, boop, and then we just tone that down. That'll get that kind of chunkiness you're dreaming of, you know? Yeah, this looks great though. That wheel, man. I think the only thing I'd say maybe the dirt or the grimy stuff going on here. Maybe a bit more directionality to it, like you have story told here on the metal from all those sick grinds. Oh man, dude, this looks awesome. Yeah, your attention to detail is really strong. The other thing that feels maybe a bit weird is the way that it's fractured is very kind of edgy in like a I'm geometry kind of way, not like a alpha E feel. But I love the layering, like Steven's saying in chat. Look at that, man. That's maybe it's supposed to be like that, dude. It looks the skateboard scene things. Yes, it's definitely seen better days. I mean, it's lived the best life a skateboard could live, is what it looks like. But we get into your, so we've got some PT fan art. That game is terrifying, by the way. Oh, that's hang on. What's going on here? So one thing I would do is maybe if you can, I mean, this is 4 years old at this point, but having it already, have the camera already moving and thinking about fading in from black. Yo, that's creepy. Yeah, having it fading in from black and not having your, like, every time you switch the camera, you want it to be moving already or moving at the same speed and never stopping. Dang, that's some blood. Oh my God. I feel very uncomfortable. That stays dark for way too long. That is freaky. I'm waiting for like the jump, but yeah. Hopefully, what I'm saying on this makes sense. It's very like the elements are very dark. All these shots. Dang, this looks really good. Dang, that shot looked really good. So the things I'd mentioned, really sharp edge on the wall here. The door maybe just a hair too dark. Same with the glass and maybe the wooden frames. This like feels like maybe it's too light. Yeah, you changed so much if you could go back for sure. Yeah, you learn a lot, you know. But yeah, let's see here. All the newspapers are very samey as well because they're literally the same. Oh, this is great asset appreciation. Oh, this is really good with the asset breakdown as well. Look at that modularity. Yeah, this is a really nice portfolio. I almost feel like you maybe don't need those walls here, which would allow you to get closer to this, especially when you're going to show the module wall set this close, and then you've got like all these props closer. See, I feel like it's very stylized in the way that it's textured here. But again, 4 years ago, try not to feed back on it too much. We've got Aurora. I met someone at a school that I visited. Was it last week? And we were looking at their all the stuff they're building for their portfolio, and someone is doing an Aurora type project as well. So this that like subsurface look you got going on there, and like the softness of it up here, and the softness on the edges. This is really cool. I wish I saw more of this when I see materials that are kind of represented this way, like or materials trying to be made this way. I wish I saw more of that. There's something about the brightness of the sky versus everything else. Hey, thank you for that sub. How you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like the tent should be really, really toned down. That way, everything else pops. Or like it feels like. Let me see if we can. You can't go too low. That's the other thing is I don't really know how to do that with the photoshops. Nope. Can I do this? Nope. Kinda. AI is not having it. You can see like really kind of pushing the aurora doing all of the lighting. And then the TP, I mean, you do want the TP to be lit, but if this is lit, you're gonna have such a hard time seeing this. Yeah, you almost want the aurora to be popped more. That, and then you bring this on top. I'll take this and tone it down. I don't know, something like that, because that's where it's at right now, and it feels very flat because of like what's happening. The other thing too is like the mountains in the back, or the mountain ranges rather. They're very they're going to be the same as like this color really. So like if you were to go in, let's simulate. Let us simulate. See if we can do this. No, you failed me. Click. Just do something like that. Oh, come on, bro. Okay, yeah. Let's just select that area. And let's grab this color. And I'll just do a fill. Oh, I see what's happening now. No. Let's just do it like this. So like all of those elements are pushed back, right? You want to make them feel further away. So what I've done is sampled the sky, and maybe we can sample a little bit more from that, and then we'll just lower this down, which kind of pushes it back. From there, we can just go in and like erase these types of details here, and you can see what that's doing to the. Oh, we need to bring it down here. Do you see what I'm showing you? I think it's key to understand how atmospheric light scattering works. So like lights that are extremely bright pass through the atmosphere for a longer distance before they fall off, right? So snow with like a snowy mountain with a highlight, you're like, wow, it looks so crisp. It's because it's so bright that it's able to get through all the atmosphere to get into your eye, right? Whereas areas that are shadow are going to quickly fill with the color of the atmosphere between where the shadow is and that light coming from the shadowed area to your eye. You're getting more of the atmosphere and less of the shadow. Sorry for interrupting, but do you have videos on bevels? I can't manage to get a good bevel in Blender with a modifier. We can look at it at the end of the stream. It should be pretty quick, Shokri. But you can see how much like all of this stuff is, all these tweaks and adjustments really make the stuff pop. And like we don't need to be looking over here, so you can even. I've been streaming for 56 minutes. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even know that bot told you that. So you can take all of this. You can really push this down, and then you dial it back a little bit. Maybe we go to these trees, and you can see there's a little bit of light on there. We could go into this, the one that's making the scene darker, and whoop. See how we would do that, and then just kind of get this to pop a little bit more. And it really helps with like understanding the scene, but then getting you to focus on it. Because like if you can see, maybe this is a little dark up here as well. But yeah, it's it goes from being very flat to like the focus is the aurora. and then the tent or the teepee is very, it's still very front and center, but it's not like hogging the spotlight, if you want to say it like that. But yeah, let's keep going here. Actually, did I scroll any further on this? Let's scroll through. Ooh, you got it all animated and stuff too. I don't know enough about Auroras to be able to animate this well, but I'm assuming you're gonna want to be doing some additive like play where they kind of float over each other and they become brighter and darker based on how much they're overlapping. Thanks, Pontus. Oh, these are really cool too. These callouts are really nice. I love how you add these images that just kind of like push the. It's like, hey, I made this scene in real life, and now I'm gonna make a breakdown. Here's like a thing I did in the snow. Uh, oh, dude, what? So there's actually stuff inside. Man, that's so cool because I almost feel like if that's the case, you could find like some idle animations of people sitting there, just kind of hanging out, stretching. Oh, that'd be so cool. This is dope though. Really nice stuff. And then the last one here. Yeah, this is also really cool. Oh, nice addition with the leaves or the petals falling. And this is also just it's screaming for atmospheric separation. Like this shot here, again, very. You can only think about Austin Powers. Again, it's very flat, and you're already doing some stuff here where like you see the height fog. Oh man, okay. I need to. We're doing this. I got a little bit of time. I got a little bit of time. I want to isolate this so I can show you. No, all that time, all that time lost. Getting there. Getting there. Come on. Come on. So you've got this element right up front. Oh man, I just want to separate all of this out. I have to do it. I apologize in advance, everyone, for the ride you're about to go on. I'm just gonna eyeball this. Wait, I don't want it on the meh. Anywho, I'm going to do it like this. We're gonna separate this out. Then I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna dupe that. So what I want to do is separate elements using the same height fog that you're thinking about. I know I'm missing the other side. I feel bad, but I also don't want to take too much time. So this, you have to decide what you want our focus to be on. So the focus is supposed to be on the house, the building on top. We need to push this tree away so that it's not kind of on top of the building right here, right? And then we want to use height fog in order to not only add layers because so if you've got fog or atmosphere, right, it's automatically going to layer things as they get further away from you. But then using height fog, you can kind of void something from being affected by that fog because it's above the fog. So, for example, this the building here, by just like separating this out, I guess I need to separate out the bottom piece here. I'm just gonna like scribble away. Just gonna just gonna do that. Cool. So if we've got this and this, let me see which one's on top here. Nice. We'll bring this one up here. You've been helpful today. I'll forgive you. um, let's grab this fog. And you know, gradients, man, people don't use them very often. Let's try and use one. So we're going to go from that color to white, but then we're also going to lower the opacity to 0. So like it's going from this color to white while also losing opacity. And then we should be able to go up like this, right? So if we grab, you just make sure we're looking at the right stuff. Yes. Okay, I'm going to do that in front of this so you can see that's happening there. Even higher. And then you put these elements in front of it. And of course, this wouldn't be part of that, or the tree wouldn't be. But then, yeah, I think you get the idea. So by doing this, now you've separated out the elements from each other. Maybe this one can be toned down a little bit, so it's still being affected by the fog to some degree. And then we probably need to soften this whole edge here so it doesn't look so artificial. But you start to separate out all your layers, and of course it's a little strange here because this should be kind of going back into the fog as well. I mean, I guess I could just, if I grab this, put a mask on it and erase, it starts to do so. Oh, but I erased the meh. No erasing. Okay. So do the other way around. And then this one, take this and lower the opacity. So what you're trying to do is layer it up, but then at the same time, really kind of separate your elements and figure out what you're focusing on. This tree, for example, is the same. Like if I control Y, you can see all the values are very similar to each other. So like the tree against the rock, getting those values separated would really help get the rock and the tree to actually become two separate assets from each other. Ask it, Den. You don't have to undo the erase. No, it's fine. It's fine. Shh. But yeah. So thinking about those layers is really going to help with this type of stuff. Man, I badly want to just sit there and like break it down. Oh, this is really cool. Showing some technical understanding is great as well. Like this is really nice for showing like how you're thinking about reuse and what's on your portfolio and what you're interested in. I'll be making these tweaks after the stream for sure. Dude, nice. Yeah, because you want it to feel like, oh whoops. I'm all zooming in like I'm in Photoshop. You want it to feel like you're there, right? So like even you've got this like really lit side from the sun coming from over here. So why not on the back here kind of darken it a little bit? Because then it even shows the pathway a little bit more. Let's see if we can do like midtones or something. That helps see the path, right? Now all of a sudden you're like, oh, I see how to get there. I see the path up. And of course we all know there's a path there, but pointing it out blatantly, like it just makes it easier to read. And the less you have to think about an image, the more you can appreciate it, and the less thinking, the easier it is on the eyes per se, right? So then you can really just kind of take it in. Material wise too, I think there's some elements in here. Like up here is very, again, is very flat. So if you were to take this area, which I think it actually starts here, and then this area, and just get some information there that really like pushes the, there we go. That helps you understand the layers. Yeah, it's like there's no ambient occlusion. It's very flat lit. definitely. Yeah, because if we go in and we just start doing levels on this, or like darkening stuff, we do like midtones. You can push these elements further back in space so easily with like what's there already, you know? And then you've got the fog down below that just allows you to kind of like it allows you to just lose the space and let it just blend in, which is really cool. But yeah, I'm just noodling on this a lot, but maybe play the aspect ratio. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, if you were to, I wish I could just grab this tree. If you move this tree this way far enough that like, so let's say that this box is the edge of the leaves. If you were to move it to somewhere around here, then you can frame like this, and you all of a sudden have such a, I mean, can I just, let me see if I can just do that. You did something like this, right? Then you can pull this up. You can take this kind of sky color here. Imagine this is all, imagine I'm an amazing painter and this is just working, you know? And none of the tree is there. Oh, this is so good. I really know what I'm doing. This looks so nice. Ugh. And then you have your tree, but using that frame for framing, like there's so many like interesting things you can do with art, man. It's crazy. Can you do this more with a Bob Ross type voice? Just just put some happy little flowers here. Just a little dash of, what's the white color that he uses a lot? But you could see what it like. Oh man, everything is. It's like you look at the titanium. Yeah, we get a little bit of titanium white here, just a little bit, not too much. Uh, I'm just gonna highlight this and then we will move on. But you can see this line coming from the rocks, and then this from the tree, from the leaves and stuff and the flowers, and then these. Everything is pointing here. When you look at the framing, it's just like, seeing the rocks above the fog aren't really the focus. The focus is this, right? Man, imagine the fog in layers animated, so it shifts from like visibility to less visibility in the layers. There's so many. It's a cool piece. And then yeah, I think that's actually your portfolio. So there's some really promising stuff in here. I would argue you're already at a junior level. Um, I would tune the work on here just to look at the framing and figure out how to get your composition and your colors and your shadows, just those elements all kind of singing together, because the modeling is there, the textures are there. It's all composition. We're gonna get a little hashtag F3, F4, F7, just a little bit. Um, yeah, it's dope. It's a really nice portfolio. I don't think you should have a hard time getting into AAA once you make those adjustments, working on your composition and just your overall uh, the readability of the materials and what you've created, because the modeling is there, the textures are there. It's just a matter of making it all sing. Really, really nice. Really, really nice.